Steve, I guess the video of the Leinster game wouldn't have made very pleasant viewing.
No, it was pretty disappointing. To say the least, it was an amazing occasion for us, and we feel we did leave ourselves down. We were just bitterly disappointed with our performance, and probably started off the game pretty well, and possibly should have been a little bit further ahead. But it wasn't to be, and it wasn't the performance that we come to expect of Ospreys.
Steve, what areas do you feel like you can improve for this week?
I just think certain moments of the game where we feel we've got opportunity to really capitalise and really sort of turn a little bit of a screw, but we didn't take that, and then I felt we just didn't sort of stay calm and stay in and around the game as we try to force things, which we don't normally do. We just try to overplay a little bit, but it's something that we were going to learn from, and like we've got an amazing game against Northampton coming up Sunday, so it's a good week to turn things around.
You still got sort of faith in your ability to reach the quarterfinals?
Yeah, definitely. It's these occasions you see like some score lines on the weekend. We know it's going to be a tough ask to go to Northampton, but it's something we're pretty excited about doing. I know in around a real intent around training this morning after the huge disappointment from the weekend, but it's something we can't dwell on it. We've got an opportunity to turn things around in, which is a pretty formidable place to go, but it's something that we're keen to get up and get on with.
How do you kind of assess Northampton?
They're a big physical pack, and like obviously they've got some pretty big backs as well, but they're pretty direct in around. They look to drive the ball a lot, and it's something they do play in around their forwards. They've got Burrell in around the centre, so it is going to be a physical contest, which is something we are quite capable of going up and producing something special.
Disappointed with the forwards' performance, considering the quality you have there?
I wouldn't say like overly disappointed probably in just aspects of moments of the games where we could have done a hell of a lot better, and I feel there were some game changing things in around our performance. I think we were smart enough as a group and some decision making things, but it's something that win and lose as a group, and we'll be back ready to go, and we can't wait to get back to Sunday.
So I think it was Alan saying, as a pack, not kind of imposing themselves on games.
Yeah, no, there's a little bit in around that, but it's just the way we play and making sure we get into certain areas of the field where we can actually impose ourselves and playing in sort of the right areas of the field, which would help out along the way.
Steve, how can you improve your attacking game?
I think it's just in around being smart and getting back to what we do well. Is not overplaying in the wrong areas of the field and trying to squeeze mistakes out of other teams as well, and playing in the right areas where I felt we played a little bit too much, probably from our 10-metre line backwards, whereas we could have kept the ball. We could have gone to the air a little bit and squeezed teams a little bit more, as Leinster did to us. They waited for more of our mistakes rather than sort of creating things as well.
Is it too much reliance on that, though, Steve? Maybe scrum dominance, 10 penalties, and not enough creativity?
No, I don't think it's not creativity. In these sort of Heineken games, you don't tend to score a hell of a lot of tries. We were 6-0 up, and we had an opportunity, we didn't take it, to possibly go sort of 13-3 up. We didn't take that, and then we've had an opportunity late in the game which we haven't taken. So it's fine margins in around Heineken Cup. Leinster are a real smart team, and they probably waited for us to make a mistake rather than forcing anything, because I didn't think defensively we looked in real trouble apart from sort of one lapse in sort of concentration. But apart from that, I think defensively we were decent, and we just need to get back on the horse now and get ready to go Sunday.
Steve, are you finding the new laws working against you in the scrum?
I think it's difficult for a lot of teams. I think it's probably made it a little bit more difficult for us. I think we're still getting to grips with that law, and teams may have got to grips a little bit better than us, but it's something that we feel we will come out the other end of it and be back to where we should be.
Steve, Griff singled out that example with Tito Tabandi where he tapped that penalty. He was very critical of him after the game. Do you think on reflection that you talk about a need for creativity, that there's a balance to be struck between taking the points and wanting players to be creative and play off the cuff a little?
I think it's time and place. It's alright to sort of play off the cuff when everyone doesn't understand what we do, and it's about sticking to our process and what we want to be. And like we don't really single out players, but it was, at the time it was 13-9. Didn't feel we'd done an awful lot wrong in the game. Probably we were a little bit disappointed to be down at half time, if I'm perfectly honest. But then we felt at that time we've got a good forward pack. It's getting into those right areas for them to really put a presence on teams. Whereas I felt on that moment, it is, like, as players we make decisions and that's the way it goes. But it's something that we felt going into the corner there. We get a line up. The drive has improved this year, whereas we felt we could have started to squeeze Leinster again a little bit.
What's happening with Ian Evans, Steve? Is he out of favour?
No, we felt we picked the team to win the game against Leinster. We felt that was the right team to go and attack Leinster, and I don't see any differences after the game in it, and that's just the way we wanted to go with that selection.
Is there slightly more pressure on them as the home team this time? You're both facing numbers and twos?
Yeah, no, it's not a great place to be. Like, they picked up a point in Castra, which is, no, I mean, it's not a bad point out there, but like you say, it is both sort of must-win games, and it's something that we're pretty excited about, and there will be a little bit more pressure on them, I suppose, being a home team, but it's something we need to go there and get 4 points.
Possibly facing Calm just a couple of months after he left you?
Yeah, no, he's well, it's a good fight with him and Lee Dixon at the minute. They've got 2 quality nines in fairness, so it's wherever they play, they've got sort of quality players right across the board, and we've just got to prepare to take on Northampton and not Calm. We know the qualities he's got, and he's a fantastic player, but it's something we've got to be concentrating on ourselves.
Amateur threat is George.
Pretty decently. He's outstanding, like you see him with the Lions and those kind of things. We know his qualities, and we've got to make sure that we try and limit his opportunities within the game.
Exciting matchup, isn't it, with him and potentially Eli?
Yeah, it is. Like, Eli's been doing really well for us, and it's something that it will be exciting for the supporters, and hopefully there'll be a couple of one-on-ones with Eli having the ball, not George, and we'll get that. Look, it's going to be an amazing occasion once again. Obviously, we're still sort of disappointed from last week, but it's something we've got to move on really quickly, and going up to Northampton is something that refocuses your mind pretty quick.
Do you need to get forward in Eli's hands a bit more? Do you have any chances on the weekend?
Yeah, he got the ball in his hands a couple of times, but it wasn't where we really need him to be with that ball, and it's something as a team, and we've looked at that and addressed it, and hopefully he'll get a little bit more ball and a little bit more space in the weekend.
Steve, you finished the game bigger in the second half in Morgan outside half. Is that something you contemplate in the starting tactic?
No, it's not something. It's something we felt we wanted to shift the game a little bit and get sort of 2 10s on the field, but it's something that we're not really thinking about for this weekend.
Steve, how do you assess the Adam Corbisiero matchup?
It's pretty exciting. Look, it's going to be matchups all over the field, and it's like one of those in particular. I know, obviously, being Lions and all those, they've probably got a special bond together, but I'm sure those sort of things will be passed away once they cross the whitewash, and we'll be looking to sort of get on the front foot in that area.
Steve, Adam, he was
No, he's fine.
You still going up there, Steve? You're all hoping to do a job in a scrum?
Yes, look, with the new laws, some of it is still a little bit of a lottery in around some decisions and those kind of things. But like we set out, just because we like it's new laws, it's getting the grips with it, and some are getting to it a little bit faster than others. But it's something we've always had a dominant scrum, and that will come back. I thought our scrum was a little bit better on the weekend again, and I'm sure it'll make more improvements come Sunday.
Is there any injury news at all, or any not for selection?
No, like Ian's struggling this week with a bit of an Achilles issue, and then Ben John is really struggling for the game. He hurt his groin.
Steve, do you expect a sort of shake-up selection, or is it pretty much going to be the same sort of pick as last week?
Yeah, it's not too much a shake-up, if I'm honest. We don't go to being a bad team overnight. It's something that we've had a reasonable start to the season. And probably like a half hour against Ulster, we had a fantastic start, but it's something that it's not going to take a lot to put right. We've addressed where we feel we need to improve on, and it's something that started yesterday. It was a good physical hit out this morning, so it won't be wholesale changes within the team.
Steve, do you actually think that people are now paying Leinster a bit of disrespect to their record when you look at it? Perhaps that result wasn't a surprise last weekend?
No, I don't think. Well, he'd be foolish to think that they are sort of diminishing or whatever. I think, what is it? They lost one game they've lost to one team in 3 years in Claremont, and they're not a bad outfit. And I just thought they stayed calm in the big moments in the game, whereas we were, like you say, we were 6-0 up, we had opportunities, and then 13-9 we had opportunities. We felt a couple of decisions we didn't get right as a group, but it's something we've got to learn from that pretty fast and taking that to Northampton. But Leinster, they're a great team. Don't win 2 European Cups and then go and win the Amlin the year after by being a bad team.
Yes?
Great.
Good.
Cheers, boys.